Okay, I'll take coffee. It's running. It's taping. You have just directed your first video.
Right.
Oh.
Do I get paid for it?
Hey, you got to join the union before that happens. Ole'Pops here. I'm here with my trusty canine companion, Miss Lulu, the Wonder Dog. Ain't that right? Hey, ain't that right? Lulu, the Wonder Companion. There she is. Miss Belly Pat. Miss Lulu, the Wonder Dog. Trusty canine companion. Never a chair gets sat. Never a biscuit gets eat. Never a world gets conquered without Lulu, the trusty Wonder Dog. Today is March the 19th. It's the last day of Mule Town, and I reckon that everyone is having a gay old time in Columbia. I went Friday, and I went yesterday, and we had a splendid time. Splendid. I ran into people that I know from the YTPC, know and love dearly from the YTPC. I ran into people that I haven't seen in years and years and years that I've known from the music industry. I ran into my good friend Phil Kagi. I haven't seen him in, gosh, many years. It was so good to see him. We talked and talked, and anyway, he's supposed to be sending me some sound bits, black coffee. There is my lovely daughter, Miss Minnie Me.
You making a video?
A video, not the video. I'll tell you when the video is coming. I won't make it without you.
Well, I would hope not.
You would hope not.
That would be really rude of you.
No, it wouldn't be rude. It would be a travesty of justice.
Yeah.
And it would be just unfatherly, and it would be worthy of a divorce.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't blame you a bit. So I wouldn't do it without you.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what that conversation was all about here in a minute.
Don't tell them.
I'm going to tell them what the conversation was about.
You're not supposed to tell them.
Well, they need to know.
What shirt am I supposed to wear?
Miss Gracie wants to have a gall. So, we're going to have a gall. More to come. It looks like the house isn't sold.
Is it gonna rain today?
It's still in the works. It's still in the plans, and we are still moving. And y'all are going to be privy to that because, hey, I'm back. If you'll pardon my Latvian or French, whichever one you call it, things are still kind of fucked up right now, but we are still going to sell this house.
I know, but Dad made me
And
move it.
we are going to still move into a smaller place on a piece of land. The Briar Dude has this vision of a place called Jonesburg or something like that, where we're all living together, and we have designs on that, and it's going to be out of Rutherford County. You know, the more I think about that, I think about Jonestown in Guyana. I keep looking online for Kool-Aid recipes, but we're not looking to build any illegal compounds or anything like that. We're looking to get out of Rutherford County because of the tax rate and because of a lot of things. Utility rates, and I lack just very, very little getting this house paid for. And I know you might be thinking to yourself, well, you know, you really don't have to do that. You don't have to pay the house off. You know, you can sell it and then pay what you owe on it, and don't want to do that. I want to pay it off, sell it, and use everything that I get for it to, you know how it works. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. And once we achieve that, we're going to get everyone together and just start us a little Walton's Mountain. And we're going to, with what's left of our lives, we're going to do a little farming, a little...
Gardening.
Huh?
Gardening.
Gardening, farming, gardening, whatever. I don't think Gracie wants to garden big enough to call it farming.
No.
I do. I want to raise a few animals. I don't want to raise enough animals to call it ranching, but I would like to raise a few chickens and maybe a few goats and a cow or two. I'd like to have eggs and chickens and whatever I want.
Excuse me.
No excuse for you. Right on my video like that. But anyway, we had a great time at Mule Town. Shut up! We had a great time at Mule Town this weekend. Friday we went and hung out with a bunch of folks and left and went to the Harley place. I can't remember what it was, S&G or S&C Cycles. And I saw something that I would have sunk my last dollar on had I had my last dollar with me. But it was, thank God it had sold already. It was a 1977, the year that I should have graduated from high school. Okay, it was the year I did graduate, but I don't recall a lot about it. It was a 1977 Bonneville 650 Triumph. What a bike, what a pretty thing. It was painted a burgundy and white, and my God, it was pretty. But I asked him, I said, is that a Bonneville 650? And he said, yeah. He said, do you know the difference between the Tigers and the Bonnevils? And I told him, I said, yeah. And I said, what are you asking for it? He said, it's already sold. And I said, end of discussion. And from there we drove on home. It was still early enough to sit down and enjoy the evening with Jill. She didn't go that day, but Saturday she ended up going with us. And Saturday was the day that we ran into all kinds of people. Charlie, Boca de Boynton was there. Ethan, Parsimonious Piper was there. My God, I sat down and had a heart-wrenching talk with him. And I have been watching videos and been looking at you guys, and I fully intended to stay silent and just. But Ethan is the one that taught me into making videos again. I don't know what'll come of it, but Ethan's the one that taught me into doing this. I hope it pans out. I hope it's not a waste of time. I can't remember if it's Country Boy Piper or. It's been so long. I hope I don't forget names or like I did last year, or get names wrong. That would be even worse. I saw Night Piper, Willie, from the Nashville Mafia. I can't recall his handle, but you know who you are. My big Tennessee fan partner. Let's see, who else was there? Eric, the blue collar piper. He walked up to me about, I don't know, an hour and a half after the place opened the event, the booths and stuff, the showroom opened up, and he gave me this. It's a tamper from Buttons for Your Britches table. And I don't know if you can see it well enough, but it's a corn cob with a looks like a diamond on top. But what it is a cob poker, like you eat a cob pin is what they call them. But the ironic thing is on the way up there, my wife, my brother, my older brother, myself, and my granddaughter were talking about first jobs that we had had when we were growing up. And my wife is from Missouri, and they grow a lot of corn in Missouri. And her first job, when she was coming up, was detasseling corn out in the field to make them grow higher and taller and produce more corn. And we were talking about that, and Dan was talking about, I never heard of anybody doing that to corn. And she said, oh, yeah, you got to detassel those plants to get them to produce more. And she was talking about how they used to hire high school students to go out there and do that. And she was talking about how she used to, that many years ago, she'd do it for $2 and change an hour. And of course, gosh, that's been, well, it was back when wheels were made of stone. And nobody knew the conversations that we had in the car coming up. But Eric walked up to me and just out of the blue showed me that and explained to me what it was. And he said, and this is for you. I got this for you. And he handed it to me. And I thought to myself, I said, how freaking ironic. And I thanked him and took it and stashed it in my pocket. And then showed it to them, and everybody freaked out over it because of the conversation we had on the way up. But I'll cherish that. That's just, to me, that's just neater than a straight shot of whiskey. But Eric, thank you very much. Thank you. And he showed me pictures of his new boy. And that's the cutest little guy. If you know him, and get him to show you pictures of his son, because he is just the charmingest little fella. He could charm the tits off a bull, let me tell you. But anyway, let me show you what I got. I don't know if you can see it real well. I got me a 320. It's supposed to be this year's. It's green. I don't think you can tell from the light in here. But it's the Foresta model, but it's supposed to be this year's, the way I understand it, it's supposed to be this year's St. Patrick's Day model. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what they told me. I got this pipe and this tamper, and I got a t-shirt, and Mama's washing it right now. It's green too, and of course it's got the Mule Town logo on it. And then Dan found this little squashed tomato. And if you can see the little R on it, it's a rock. It's never been smoked. But he gave me that. But that was my cache. And then on the way home from there, we stopped at a Mexican restaurant that we ate at 2 years ago with Lester and Drew and old Berg and Miss Rhonda. We stopped at the same place. It's called Poncho's. Now, this ain't no advertisement for it, but if y'all are ever in Columbia and you're on Highway 99 going into Columbia, on your left-hand side going into Columbia, there's a place just before you make the turn going down Main Drag in Columbia. It's a little place called Poncho's, and they serve real authentic Mexican food. And they are well worth the stop. Especially after you leave. After you get home. Why, I'll put a picture of it somewhere right along here.
You got a good idea that a place is authentic Mexican when the first waitress that they send you doesn't speak English, and the second one that does speak some English is broken. It's broken English. Their staff was Hispanic. Were they not?
Yeah,
All
yeah. Well, the first waitress that come to the table, Dan asked them if they had a certain kind of beer, and he even said the kind of beer in Spanish, and she said, "¿Qué?" And he said it again, and she said, "Ah, oh, no, And then she looked off like she was looking into outer space, and she held up a finger and then just walked off into oblivion. And then our real waitress came up, and he asked her, he said, "Do y'all have," and he said this beer, and she said, "No." And he said, "Corona?" And she said, "Oh, sí." So, you know, I guess in there it was either Modelo or Corona, but the food was wonderful. Food was great.
What'd you get?
Agua.
Not to drink.
Oh, well, you know, I got a nacho. I got a nacho, but they fixed it up like right Mexican for me. They really did.
I'm boring. I get the same thing every Mexican restaurant we go to.
It wasn't like any other nacho I'd ever had.
I always get a shrimp quesadilla. That was
A
weird.
shrimp quesadilla.
Yeah. And then sometimes if I'm not feeling the heaviness of the cheese, I get a shrimp taco salad.
I wished I could remember what the name of that dish was that I used to get at Alfonso's.
I don't really want to remember anything about Alfonso's food.
Well, if I could remember the name of the dish, I would give another Mexican restaurant an opportunity to make it and see if they could do it.
hated Sundays.
I didn't. I didn't much care for the food that I brought home. But,
Yeah, that was, you bring Justin and I food.
But the money that I made was really good at Alfonso's.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get. Gracie's wanting to do a gall, and we're going to do a gall. So.
Giveaway!
Da, 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 da. Anyway, last I looked at my channel, I was real close to 800. Real close to 800 subs. I'm not going to hinge it on 800 subs. I'm not going to make that a requirement. But, what?
I was just going to add to my comment, but
Oh, add.
also, when you look around the room at who the other people eating are, and at least half is Mexican,
Hispanic.
Hispanic. But it was really good.
But anyway, I'm not going to hinge 800 subs on my gall. But I got
Our gall.
our gall. Gracie's gall. I just was overwhelmed that I had that many people to sub my channel, and then after being absent as long as I was, that no more people than had dropped off. I think it's pretty telling. So we got a few things that we would like to
No, right.
to give away.
She's back here talking to me.
Yeah, I got a couple of different conversations going on right about now. So I tell you what, we're gonna keep y'all informed here. We've got a few things already.
Giveaway!
Giveaway. Anyway, it's gonna be moon related. Moon related.
Luna.
Luna. But I had a great granddaughter born this year, and they named her Luna.
She's a year old now.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, she was born last year, and she's been a pretty important piece of the family. And of course, Luna means moon, and she's been a pretty important addition to the family. And we're going to make it a moon related gall, and I've got a pretty new song that I wrote called "Only the Light of the Moon," and I'm going to base Gracie's Gaw around this song, and we're going to incorporate the song in there, and we're going to give away some moon stuff. So y'all keep an eye out for that. And I want to thank everybody for staying around, for sticking around, and I'd like to thank everybody for the encouragement. I'd like to thank David, Johnny, and Jim, and especially David and Johnny and Jim for the encouragement and sticking with me. It's been kind of a rough way to go up here for about a year, and it's been a hard road getting back. Hadn't really wanted to do much, but I'm working on that. Ain't I?
Yeah. Me too. You just scared the poop out of Luca.
Well, I hope not. I'd have to clean my chair up. Anyway, the knees are getting better. The left one is not going to get better. They don't want to do nothing for it. They tell me there's nothing that they can do, nothing that they're willing to do. Let's put it that way. The right one we're done with. It feels good. It feels strong. Gracie was good enough to buy me a second brace, and it's helping out considerably when I mow. And I'm going to continue to wear both of them when I do my mowing.
You need to wear them every day.
No, I need to wear them when I mow. It wouldn't hurt me to wear the left one every day.
He told you that you should wear it with the little sticks in it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Have you been doing that? Did you put the sticks back in it?
Yeah. You can go in there and check if you want to. Anyway, I'm going to say bye right here. And let y'all know how much I miss you, how much I love you, and I appreciate y'all sticking around. But y'all be on the lookout for the gall. Y'all take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. Much love. I'm Ole'Pops. Push that button.
Which button?
One on the back.
This one?